Well, I spent the most amount that I've ever spent on groceries just yesterday. Almost $400 on hopefully a week's worth of food. I don't even think we got dinner for every night. It's getting absolutely insane. Prices are going up. Cost of living is through the roof. I know Australians are feeling it, just like Americans probably are, maybe even worse in some areas. I've seen some of your guys' comments talking about gas recently. I don't know. We got a list together of a lot of videos of Aussies talking about it. Let's just hop right in, smash the like button, buckle up, hold on to your gooch, do whatever you do. Let's go.
Living out here in Australia is crazy. Let me show you. 50 cans of Coke for $50. This block of cheese, nearly $14. $4.90 on offer for chocolate. No thanks. $7 just for some milk. How am I going to survive out here?
The Coca-Cola one is kind of the craziest. $50 for 30 cans of Coke? That would be what, like $39 to me? That's $38. I should have had a calculator open so I can do the conversion rate. Still a lot. I mean, you would think for a 30 rack of Coca-Cola, I don't like maybe $13 US if I had to guess. Someone says, yeah, but the minimum wage is $24. Kind of valid point, but Australia is the most expensive country I've ever visited. Never again. I would say that if I'm visiting somewhere and it's really expensive, obviously this guy's never been to Switzerland or Liechtenstein, but yeah, it can get pretty wild. If I'm on vacation, I'm kind of expecting to spend a lot of money, so let's see what else we got going on here.
In breaking news, petrol in Australia is officially unaffordable because people on the other side of the world are trying to kill each other.
What is he doing with his eyes? All right, I gotta focus. Hold on.
Unaffordable because people on the other side of the world are trying to kill each other. In what experts are calling an absolute piss take, Aussies are having to give up their life savings to fill up their car just so they can drive to a job that they hate. When asked how they were coping, one resident said, and I quote, "Fish, I'm walking to work even if it means I arrive at lunchtime." Now, Aussies are having to choose between filling up their cars and getting beers on the weekends. And let me tell you, it's a no-brainer. Tall and curly news.
All right, the title of this video is Cheaper to Buy a House Than Petrol These Days. Someone says all because of an expired orange PDF. That's a unique way to insult Trump. An expired orange PDF. Oh, I can't even say it, I think, on YouTube. All right, let's keep going. I really felt it when he... Yeah, the eye roller got me going.
The cost of living is in Australia. $24 for a 30 pack. Get
I don't even think that was a 30 pack. It looked like a 24.
Australia.
Didn't it?
20.
Yeah, 24 cans, $24. This one's a little bit cheaper than the other one.
$4 for 30 pack. Get
It is 30 right there.
$8 for a Nutrigrain. Go yourself.
Go.
$11.50 for sausages.
Like breakfast sausages?
$7.50 for a few slices of bread.
Okay, the bread is pretty crazy. $7.50. Yeah, you should not be spending that much on bread, no? All right, someone says try shopping in New Zealand. Australia, cheap. Damn, dude, I don't even know. Let me know if you guys want me to check out New Zealand's inflated prices. Someone says same in UK, USA, it's all the Western countries, money laundering. Probably some type of truth to that. Honestly, it's just a wealth transfer, and it already happened. People talk about like a big wealth transfer about to happen. I'm like, you guys, it was in 2021. It already happened. The wealth transfer is over. Australia is now in a Great Depression. That's a little heavy, and will never recover, all because of politicians' greed. Let me know what you guys think on that. Are you in a Great Depression? That seems a little excessive. I mean, people would have to be like lining up for food kitchens, which they actually, I have no idea if they are. There's video of people lining up in food kitchens. Send it my way.
We don't want to leave, but we're being priced out to the point where I can't afford it here anymore. I work a full-time job, and I also study part-time. I also tutor on the side just to make it so I can afford living in Sydney. Like, it's not just housing. You have to afford your housing and you have to pay for your food and like hanging out with your friends. Do you not want us to socialize anymore?
Do you have plans about family planning or anything?
No,
too expensive. I wouldn't have kids just for the simple sake of I wouldn't have the time to give to them under my economic position.
Ah, man, I feel for him. It's been like this for a while, though. I know there's a lot of older people that watch my channel, but the younger generation, you guys would definitely know. It's even before I had kids, I never thought I would be able to afford them. Surprisingly, though, I will say one thing. When you actually have kids, it does give you a little bit of a drive to make more money and, like, be more successful and actually be able to take care of the family. But, oh, man. I don't even know how, especially with, like, I had my first kid back in 2014. Trying to do it in today's day and age with my first kid being extremely young, like in my early 20s. I don't know. It would be a serious struggle. Let's see what else he has to say. I felt for him,
is something that would bring me a lot of joy, and is something that I would love to do.
It's like really stunting our growth.
People are saying that, like, they're blaming it on us for, like, birth rates are so low. Well, why are birth rates so low? Just look at how our society's built. We don't even have, like, the housing that can give us the security to even have children.
Man, they're all kind of hitting the nail on the head right now. Let me see the comments here. People who are born and grew up in an expensive place, it's rough here. Sad face. Randos on the internet, have you tried quitting your job and moving with the money you don't have away from your friends and family and hope you can find work elsewhere? I don't know. I don't know exactly what the point was there. People saying just move. Do you know how expensive it is to move? Also, it's a little better, but not significantly better in other areas. Well, I will say that this woman says she was working in Sydney. She probably got a fairly good job. You know, if she moves out of Sydney, I would assume that she's not going to get as good of a paying job to be in Sydney to advance her career for farther forward. So she kind of has to stay there. I mean, she probably could move if she wanted to, but man. Someone says, if we just move, then where do we go? People can only move so far away from work. What's the point of quitting your job to live somewhere cheaper if you don't just have a job or a bad job that doesn't cut it anymore? Then it's just a lose-lose situation. Lose-lose situation. Man.
I don't know about you guys, but the cost of living in Australia is actually cooked. Like, have a look at this. $10 for 3 litres of milk. Now, when I was bulking, I was having 2 litres a day. So that's about $50 on just milk. And if you don't believe me, bro, let me show you another example. Look at this, $36 for a little box of chocolates. Say you want to buy...
No way. That's a Lindor truffle milk chocolate. They're absolutely delicious. $36 for that? That should be like $11, right?
Buy your grandma a nice box of chocolates, $36. I know my grandma is worth that much, but I don't know if yours is.
Also, the milk. How much did you say the milk was?
The cost of living in Australia is actually cooked. Like, have a look at this. $10 for 3 litres of milk.
$10 for 3 liters. So our milk is in gallons, which is, I believe, 4 liters. So that would be, yeah, that's high. That's a lot. That's like $12.50 a gallon. Holy shit. $13 a gallon. When I left Australia 7 years ago, it costed $4. 7 years ago, 3 liters cost $4, and now it's at $10. Inflation, they say that, like, inflation goes up. It's supposed to go up 2 or 3% a year. And even in, like, the peak of the pandemic, they were giving quotes of like, well, we're up 5%, so inflation is higher. It's like, no, man. It's up like 20%. Someone says, I don't know about this guy, but Woolworths and Coles 3-liter milk is $4.65 in Western Australia. At Spudshed, $3.65. Why would you go for an A2 milk? It's expensive. I would assume he probably just wants like good quality, and he's I don't know what grocery store he's in or supermarket.
So I usually fill up my car with 98, you know, it's a Type R just to look after it. But I've seen this lately, $2.46 for 98. Hey, we're going back to 91. We're going back. Bro, 91 all the way. Where's the
246?
Where's the E80? There's no E80.
And that's a liter as well, right? Someone says, I paid $2.60 today. That was 8 hours ago. So this is current prices for gas. Wherever this guy lives in Australia is $2.60. That's like, is my math correct? You guys are paying over $10 a gallon. I mean, ours is up as well. Was down to about $2 for a gallon of gas almost like a month ago. And now it's up to about $4. It's doubled in the last month.
As I'm telling you, check on your poor friends at the moment. Check on your single income friends at the moment. I don't know if anyone's been to the Woolies or a service station lately, but shit is getting out of hand, mate. You could literally spend $100 on groceries, $100 at the shops on food, and it'll last you 2 days. Check on your poor friends. I don't understand how anyone in this country right now, literally anyone in this country, can afford to live off a normal wage.
Yo, I gotta say, your teeth are really white. Good job, Maddie. You got some killer teeth. Sorry to get off topic, you guys. Looking at those pearly whites, I hear what he's saying, but...
Anyone in this country right now, literally anyone in this country, can afford to live off a normal wage. Not even someone that's doing bad, just someone that works in a normal industry, on a normal wage. Like, they must be struggling so hard, man. I run my own business, and I'm doing all right. And I am struggling to see how I'm meant to save. How am I meant to save when your grocery bill's like $600 a week and petrol's costing me like $200 a tank, and I use like two of those every week? Like, what the is going on? Have we just gotten so used to getting reamed by our government that we're just taking it now? Oh, we need a riot.
I don't know if I support the riot. He's not wrong. Like I said, kind of similar to over here in the States. And I'm kind of like him as well. Like, finally, for the first time in my life, my financial situation is stable. Thanks to a lot of you guys for actually like supporting the channel. But 1 year ago, I mean, it was tight around here. I could barely afford groceries. Guys, check in on your poor friends right now. It is rough out here in Aussie. Someone says, check on anyone earning under 150K at this point. 150K. That's what it is. That the threshold? I guess that would be similar to our, I think they said here in the States it was like 110,000 now is the new base amount that you would need. Us single parents are not okay. Why are your groceries $600 per week? I would assume he seems a little bit older. He might have a family. I didn't see his hand if he's got a ring on. I'd be married with kids. I just said I spent 400. It's about 600 USD, maybe even a little bit more for groceries.
We could have fuel in Australia for 80 cents a litre again. So why don't we? And why does it take a war in the Middle East for politicians to suddenly start talking about fuel security? Australia is one of the most resource-rich countries on Earth. We produce oil, we produce gas.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what does the oil look like? The oil reserves in Australia. I mean, it's an entire continent. You guys have to have oil there. We have oil here in the States, and whatever's going on in the world, and I've been dealing with this my whole life. When it was Bush and we're in war in Afghanistan, price for gas went insane. And I remember always having the knowledge of like all these oil reserves that we have in the country, yet I guess they're just reserves. That's it. The Australia and America just hold on to it in case it hits the fan. Well, it has hit the fan. Gas is expensive.
Energy all over the world. Yet today, we're left with just 2 operating oil refineries in the entire country. In the 70s, we had 8. So what happened?
So there's
Somewhere
less?
along the line, we decided it made more sense to export our crude oil overseas, refine it in another country, and then buy it back again as petrol and diesel. Does that make sense economically? Does it make sense environmentally? Or does it only make sense because of the way policy and taxation have been structured? Australians already pay more than 50 cents a litre in fuel excise before GST. So here's a simple question. Why aren't those billions in fuel taxes being used to rebuild Australia's ability to refine our own fuel? Because fuel isn't just about cars. Fuel powers our farms. Fuel powers our trucks. And fuel powers the mining industry that drives Australia's economy. Without fuel, the machinery stops. And yet, we now rely on ships from overseas just to keep our industries running. That's not energy security. That's vulnerability. And if Australia can't produce and refine the fuel that keeps our economy moving, then the reality is simple. Our future and our national security are sitting in someone else's hands. Let's get our hands back on the wheel and take Australia where we, Australians, want it to go.
I 100% trust everything that he said because he literally has a road train tanker here. Looks like it's getting filled up with oil, and he's got a yellow vest on, so he's 100% correct. No, I'm totally kidding. But no, I mean, he seems like he's very knowledgeable on this. Road Trains of Australia. We got Jack here. Jack out the back. Fuel for 80 cents a litre in Australia. That's wild to think that that's what it could be. We export oil, ship it overseas. I think he just kind of rewrote what he said. First comment, the government sold us out. It's usually what governments do. It seems they're increasingly getting better at it. I used to work in the oil fields in the Cooper. That's a long one. Everyone says could not agree more. Vote Pauline. Thank the Australian governments. Take the 40% tax off it. Fuel excise tax and then GST on that excise. So a tax on a tax. Tax bureaucracy. Gotta love it.
6 up and goes. $14. And that's apparently down, prices are down. $14, 6 up and goes. Sorry? Packet of Tim Tams. $6. Someone tell me why
$6 for Tim Tams? I mean, they're absolutely delicious, you guys. But $6? What did they used to be? Were they like $3? I would assume $3 or maybe $4.
sent me $23 for gas coffee. Like, look, this doesn't affect me because I drink my cappuccinos from a Barista Express. Blend 43, $23. Have they lost their minds? And while we're on the topic of coffee, 4 cans, the packet, 4 of these, $14.70. $14.70 for canned coffee from a supermarket. I literally cannot even make this up. I want you to guess
Easter
before
candy.
I tell you how much you think these lint boxes are. Have you thought of it? I want to tell you. $36.
36, same as the other ones.
For some gas chocolate. I'm not even taking the piss. I feel like anything that you have joy in life, big corporate companies will be there to suck the shit out of you. $37 for a bag. 2 for 28. And that's taking the piss. I'm just waiting for the cameras to come pop out and be like, no, we're just joking. We're just joking. This isn't real. Because
You're not on punked, honey. I'm sorry.
see these mini ones? Size of a scorpion's pussy. Like my hand to compare.
Oh my god, I gotta use that. A scorpion's pussy? That is amazing.
This isn't real. Because see these mini ones? Size of a scorpion's pussy. Like my hand comparison. 2 for 18. Apparently it's on special though. We're saving $6. How generous. Oh man.
How
I can't even
generous.
afford to get my clothes dirty. $36 for some Omo. Actually decided I'm not doing anymore and I need to go and regulate my feelings. It's like they're rage baiting me. It's like I'm on an episode of Punked or something like that.
God damn, dude. That's pretty wild. Going to Kohl's and Woolworths is a humiliation ritual. Honestly, it feels like it, right? I was blown away yesterday when we were at the grocery store. I mean, we weren't going crazy. I don't know if you guys have anything. I would assume Aldi is. Do you guys have Aldi? I think you do. Trader Joe's is kind of like a step down below, I don't even know. You guys don't have Sprouts, I don't think. It's a nice store, but it's not crazy nice. It's a German store. It's the sister company to Aldi. And we were going around shopping and it was we weren't getting a ton. And when I got to the end and had to pay, I was pretty floored. I was like, are you kidding me? Aldi. Aldi isn't as cheap as it used to be. In fact, especially with fruit and veggies sometimes, even more than Woolies. Someone else says, can't buy a house, can't buy petrol, can't buy groceries. Can I live? Hey, dude, it's so crazy. How am I meant to live? Oh my gosh. Something's got to change, right? Like something has to change.
We've gone from not being able to afford to buy a house to not being able to afford groceries to now not being able to afford fuel. Like, what is next? That we're not going to be able to afford to breathe. It's going to be $2.99 per breath plus GST. Do you have your everyday rewards?
Jesus Christ. What was that group? That the World Economic Forum, didn't they put something out about talking about a breath tax or an air tax? It was pretty wild. I think it's pretty true. I'm not gonna look it up right now, but if somebody can confirm. Who here wants a wage rise? Yeah, all these prices going up, but wages aren't going up. Well, I have asthma and can't afford my inhalers, so yeah. Jeez. And an increase in interest rates. Interest rates? Are you guys' interest rates going up? Ours have been going down. That is the one positive we've been having is interest rates have been going down.
Get 25 on a minute, get 25, 35 on a minute, get 35, 45 on a minute.
Jeez. Says just paid $2.60 a liter. So happy. Pretty crazy the variance in prices throughout my trip from Victoria to Queensland, around 70 cents difference. This is the top comment.
Just paid for fuel at the servo and the guy goes, oh, do you want 2 more Gatorades for just $9? I don't know, mate. I think the $100 I spent on 40 litres of fuel was enough. God, I thought it was Cheap Tuesday, not More Money March.
More money march. I mean, it's nothing for me because I'm breaded and she. That's what he wrote, his title. Someone says, Australia is a joke. I moved to the US to escape and it cost me $30 to fill up my car this morning. I'm gonna call, I mean, maybe if they're driving like a Honda Civic or Honda Accord or something. $30 though? Nah, there's no way. What's this a photo of? Somebody else filling up. I think this was just a couple of days ago, $71. I paid $130, $32 for 44 liters. No more money march.
The state government's prepping for the worst case scenario, working out a potential fuel rationing scheme as unleaded petrol soars close to $3 a litre in Sydney. At least 42 stations have no fuel at all and around 107 have now run out of diesel.
We're preparing for every eventuality, but I don't want to jump the gun. I think it's reasonable that we would be preparing for a prolonged conflict in the Middle East.
The Premier says his team's working on a contingency plan in case of emergency, urging drivers not to panic and exercise common sense.
I thought they were going to immediately show someone panicking right after. This came out 3 days ago, so this is pretty recent. Gas rationing. But didn't Albo say we don't have a fuel crisis? We've got all our shipments. Oh, wait, anything? Oh, I don't want to get into that. Any politics about Albo. They aren't running low. Our fuel supply has remained exactly the same for months. Someone says it's BS.
Cars on E. Let's see how much money it costs to fill
He's
up
American. Where is it? Is this Australia?
Diesel. How do I get this out, though? We had a Shell, by the way. We have these in the States. And let's pump.
He's driving a truck, too.
I'm gonna guess definitely over 100, but under 130. If it's over 130, I'm gonna be like, all right, where we at right now? Almost 50.
Already at $50.
It's definitely gonna be 100. It's definitely gonna be 100 for sure. Yeah, this thing where you can just let go.
It looks like he's paying $2.89, $2.90 a liter.
Sheesh. Man, car back home is what, $40 to fill up? No, not even, like 35. Look at this. Oh shit. Oh.
You can see the soul leaving his body as he's watching this go up.
No. Oh.
Over 130.
Oh. No. Over 130? Is it gonna stop? Is it gonna stop?
God damn.
150? $150? 106? I might be putting too much in. This can't be it.
I know I'm laughing. I feel bad though, to be completely honest. If you guys see me, I'm trying to have fun, all right? But like it's up. It's $186. God damn. And that's diesel. Yeah, someone says, I remember when diesel was cheaper than petrol. Yeah, I remember that as well. I actually had a truck. I had a Ford F-150. I used to own a landscape company. One of our trucks was a Ford F-150 that also ran on propane, and it had a propane tank in the back. I was waiting for the day that propane would be cheaper than gasoline, but it never happened. I felt sick when it cost me $114 to fill up my car on unleaded yesterday. I think I would die if I had to put in diesel. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. This guy, back when it was $2, went and filled up an entire container full of gas. Jesus, he's probably still running on that. That guy still has leftover toilet paper from the lockdown. Somebody commented that on March 8th. Now that petrol is like almost $3 in some areas, I would imagine it's probably like, oh, that guy was right.
I can't believe how shifty these cunts are, bro. You know what this bloke's just done? He's come out and put 2 special diesel pumps out of order, right? They're not working. And now he's gone back inside and he's jacking up the price of special diesel to make up for the fact that 2 pumps aren't running. So he started at $1.57, right? And it looks like he's going to land on $1.92. That's a 35-cent increase, just like that. Hey, put it down, you idiot! I can't believe that.
Oh, gosh. Man yells at cloud. I couldn't find the photo. Someone says, stop buying fuel from consignment businesses. Go to independent operators. All right. I don't know if it's make that much of a difference.
Australian high schools are the most expensive in the world, with new research revealing families need to spend almost $5,000 a year.
Wait a second. I thought that the schools... Is this for private school?
To educate their children. The high average cost has been pushed up by a shift to private education, with fees now reaching around $55,000 a year. Almost 40% of Australian high school students attend private schools.
Jeez. Australian high schools are the most expensive in the world, with new research revealing families need to spend about $5,000 a year to educate their children. On like books, or are they taking an account for like school clothes or something? But you guys all have uniforms. All right, we might have to save that one for another video. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end it there. Might check into that school cost. I'm kind of curious of why you guys have to spend $5,000. I mean, we have to spend a little bit of money, but all right, definitely feeling for my Aussie friends. You guys, it's pretty crazy here too. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what they're doing. These damn governments. All right, I'm getting out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.